Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and today I have a full line review of a drink I've been looking forward to for a long time. It's been on my request list for a while, and since I've started my channel, I've really started to enjoy some cherry drinks. Before my channel, I never really had that many cherry flavored energy drinks, because I thought they'd just kind of be, okay. But the more that I've had, the more that I've liked, and it's starting to become one of my favorite flavors, besides the berries and the fruits. Although cherry is a fruit, right? But anyway, this review is going to be on Bing Energy Drink, and their original flavor is actually a cherry flavor, and it's the only one they had for a while before they started expanding out to other flavors. So with the original flavor being a cherry flavor, I mean, it's got to be a really good cherry, right? Coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today, and if you want to stay informed on all things caffeine related, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every Tuesday night. And don't forget, today is nearly your last day to pick up your Caffeine Man theme box from Zero Pack. You need to have it purchased by tomorrow to get in on the October box. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out this video here where I explain it all for you. And for those of you not watching it today that I release it, when I refer to tomorrow, I refer to September 30th. But in today's video, we're going over some Bing energy drink. The energy drink that said, hey, we're not just gonna have an original flavor energy drink. Our original flavor is gonna be cherry flavored. And as I mentioned, I've been wanting to review these for a long time, but with so many other new drinks hitting the market, it's hard to get to these reviews that are on my request list, as well as my own personal list. Not to mention they're really hard to find in stores near me. I hadn't really seen them in any of the convenience stores in my area. So I want to take a moment to say a big thank you to Nate, who sent me these drinks. He does energy drink reviews on Instagram, so if you want to check him out, you can look for Racer13L, and you'll see all the drinks that he's reviewed. So what can you expect from today's video? First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of the company. Then, I'm going to talk about a couple of the ingredients. And lastly, finish off with a taste test of all 4 drinks in their line. Timestamps down below so you can go where you want to go. And chapters too. Yeah, that's right, chapters. For those of you who still use a desktop computer, because I know I actually have a lot of mobile viewers. But if you're on a desktop, all you gotta do is look at the bottom of the video itself, and you'll see these little blocks. Those are chapters. Similar to timestamps, but you don't have to go to the description box to get them. Good job, YouTube. In 2006, a husband and wife team from Denver was traveling through a small town called Morrison in Colorado, and they discovered a formula and a process for making delicious black Bing cherry cider. Kind of a delicious discovery to find. The couple decided to build on this formula to create a caffeinated and enhanced juice beverage. They traveled to ingredient shows throughout the US to find various vitamins and nutrients to add to this drink to provide a delicious and powerful pick-me-up unlike anything else on the market. Boom, Bing was born. These unique drinks contain no high fructose corn syrup, similar to most other energy drinks on the market, and use real juice and all natural flavors. The drink was a huge hit locally in Colorado, but it didn't take long before it was a huge success and expanded out nationwide. And as it grew in popularity, they expanded to more flavors, like most successful companies do. They now have 4 different energy drink flavors for Bing, and they recently released a kombucha line as well. When we take a look at the nutrition facts, you'll see that they have between 30 and 40 calories, depending on which flavor, between 8 to 10 carbs, as well as 8 to 10 grams of sugar, some from the natural juices in the drink, and some from added sugar. 130 milligrams of potassium, 100% of your vitamin C, and 100% of all your B vitamins. And looking at the ingredients, most of them are the same in each drink. They all use cane sugar, natural flavors, grape juice for coloring. And in addition to the cane sugar, they also use sucralose and Ace K. So that makes me think these are going to be some pretty sweet cherry drinks. Each can does have cherry juice in it, and the additional flavors have whatever juice is listed on the can as the flavor. For example, the raspberry one is going to have cherry juice and raspberry juice. And each can contains 5% of the juices listed. And some of the interesting ingredients are Asian ginseng, guarana seed, acai, and flaxseed. Guarana seed provides a natural source of caffeine, providing you with a longer lasting caffeine. Guarana seed also helps sustain energy and endurance, and stimulates the metabolism to help burn calories. Now, guarana is listed a little bit lower in the ingredients, and these drinks also do have regular caffeine a bit higher up in the ingredients, so you may be getting minimal amounts of those dosages with minimal effects. Flaxseed. In general, as little as 1 tablespoon of flaxseed will give you a decent dose of unsaturated fat, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and protein. Considering that it's last on the ingredient list, and then when you think back to the nutrition facts panel that I showed you, it has 0 fat, 0 protein, 0 fiber, it's probably not contributing much to what it's most beneficial for. And I expect it's only contributing a little bit towards the B vitamins. It might be where that minimal dose of potassium is coming from. Asian ginseng. There are lots of different names and types of ginseng. but several of them can be classified together. Asian ginseng is also known as Chinese ginseng, Korean ginseng, red ginseng, and white ginseng. It's primarily used to improve stamina, concentration, and memory, but it's also used for other health purposes such as heart issues like cardiovascular disorders, as well as brain disorders such as anxiety and depression. These cans are 12-ounce cans and they have 100 milligrams of caffeine, so you're getting around 8.5 milligrams per ounce, which is just a little bit lower than the standard energy drink at 10 milligrams per ounce. All right, let's taste them out. So I'm going to grab them from a Campus Protein fridge. Campus Protein has a whole bunch of energy drinks on sale right now, and if you want to save 10% off your entire order, you can use coupon code CaffeineMan10. Just use the link down below to take you there. First one up, we are definitely starting with the original. One that started it all. There we go. Got a nice cherryish, kind of a grape-ish color. And they did say they use grapes for coloring, so let's taste it out. All right, okay, so that's a pretty good cherry flavor. Let me get into all the numbers. You are getting, let's say, a medium carbonation out of here. As for the sweetness, you are getting sort of a medium to high sweetness, probably a little bit closer to medium. And for the flavor profile, I'm going to give it a medium to high flavor profile, closing in on high. As always, let me double check it by finishing it up. Be right back. All right, I actually like that second sip just a little bit better. It did get a little bit sweeter, so I have a feeling it's going to continue to stack as you drink it, which is a good thing, because after that first sip, I was like, oh, I would like it to be a little bit sweeter. And now it is closing in on that medium to high, getting away from that medium a little bit. So it's got a decent sweetness to it. I would like it just to be a touch sweeter, but that's just because I really like my fruits and berries to be really sweet. But I do know they wanted to stay natural, so they didn't want to put too much sugar in it, and they probably wanted to limit the amount of sucrose and ACE as well. I would say the cherry flavor has a very good cherry flavor. I think if I were to compare it to other cherry drinks, which is what you do when you do an energy drink review, usually, there are probably some other cherries that I like a little bit more, just because they do have a sweeter cherry flavor. But I would have to say that even though I like those better, it's probably because those might be a cherry syrup, as opposed to what they're putting in here, which seems like more like a cherry juice. So if you're looking for a much more natural cherry flavored energy drink, you're gonna get this because it has 5% cherry juice in it. So where's it gonna be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? I'm going to give this an 8.5. I think it's a solid cherry flavor. It's not really exceeding expectations, but it's better than some of the other cherries that I've had. It's something I wouldn't say no to in the future. Let's move on to the next one. Next one up is going to be the Bing Black. This one's going to have cherry juice, but in addition to the cherry juice, it's going to have blackberry juice. And it is a touch darker than the other one because it's blackberry. Right? So I think from now on, I'm not going to talk about the carbonation anymore because I think they're all going to have the same carbonation. As for the sweetness, I will talk about the sweetness as well. The sweetness is also a medium to high sweetness, kind of close to medium, similar to the other one. And I'm curious if that sweetness is going to stack up a little bit. And the flavor profile is also a medium to high flavor profile, but I don't think it is as high as the original, but still in between medium to high. So yeah, on the first one, I said that it was a medium to high sweetness, and then the second sip, it started closing in on high. This one didn't really close in on high. It's still a medium to high sweetness. It's probably just a little bit less sweet than the original one, but still a decent sweetness to it. And the flavor profile, like I said, is a medium to high flavor profile. You can definitely taste the blackberry as well. And if anything, because it is blackberry flavored and they're focusing on the name being black for blackberry, I do think they went a bit stronger in the blackberry flavor with just a subtle hint of the cherry from the original line. That being said, where's it going to be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? Me personally, I don't really like blackberry as much as some of the other flavors. So when it comes to these drinks, I really do like the standard cherry. And I think the blackberry is kind of taken away from that cherry a bit. And like I said, I don't really like blackberry too much. So I am going to rate this on the Caffeine Man rating chart. Still a solid flavor, still doing its job, giving you blackberry flavor and cherry. I am going to give it an 8.3. If you're someone that likes blackberry, you might give it a higher score. Moving on. Next up, we're going to go with the Bing Crisp. The Bing Crisp is their apple flavor, or their apple and cherry flavor. but they're all cherry flavored. All right, there we go. Got more of an apple cider kind of color to it. A hint of redness for that cherry. Just taste it out. All right. It's interesting. It's giving you what it says. It is an apple flavor. Like I said, not going to talk about the carbonation, but sweetness is a medium to high sweetness still. They're not going overly sweet with these drinks. They're giving you a very good amount of sweetness, but it's not going to make you go, oh, it's so sweet. Because some people think some of the energy drinks are far too sweet. These are giving you a decent sweetness. Flavor profile, I'm going to say medium to high flavor profile, closing in on high though, and I'm going to have to go back in just to make sure I'm right on that. But if it does stack a little bit more, then I will give it that high flavor profile on the low end. We'll see. Can't just leave it in there. Yeah, you know what? I am going to change it to a high flavor profile. Out of all of them so far, this is actually giving you the most flavor out of them. Even though I still like that cherry, they're doing a really good job with the apple flavor. And I think the acidity of the apple is very light, and it is pulling back on that sweetness just a touch. But it's okay because it's still giving you a crisp, like the name implies, a crisp energy drink, a crisp apple flavor, and I'm kind of liking it. I don't actually taste much cherry at all, and even in the background I'm trying to get that light cherry flavor, but I think the apple is completely overpowering it, and maybe just a hint on the back end. We're talking like 95% apple with like a 5% cherry, because it's really a crisp apple flavor. So where's it going to be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? I am going to give this an 8.8. I like it the best out of all of them. I think it's got the strongest flavor with a decent amount of sweetness. And I was expecting the cherry to be the best, but they did a good job with their apple flavor. Moving on to the last one. And last one up, we have the Bing Raz. They're raspberry flavor. And very similar to the first couple. All right, here we go. I'm going to say that sweetness is a medium to high sweetness. It might go up to high when I take that last little bit, and the flavor profile, also medium to high flavor profile. They're pretty consistent with their flavor profiles across the line, very consistent with their sweetness as well, and pretty accurate with their flavors across the line too. If you know what each one of these flavors tastes like on its own, and you were doing a blind taste test, you'd be like, that's blackberry, that's apple, oh, that's raspberry. That's raspberry. Well, let me finish that up, get right back to you. Here we go. With all these flavors, I haven't said it just yet. I wanted to make sure I finished that last one first before I said it. All these flavors are giving you a bit of a natural flavor to them. So you're not getting any artificial flavoring. You're not getting that little bit of a syrupy artificial cherry or a syrupy artificial raspberry. And I know most of you know what that artificial raspberry syrup tastes like. This is really going towards a much more natural raspberry because it does actually have raspberry juice in it. And all the rest have those natural juices in them. So you're definitely getting a natural flavor out of them, but you're not getting like a yucky natural flavor. I've talked about natural flavors in the past, saying they taste like really healthy. But these taste true to their form, and because they do have a little bit of added sugar and a little bit of sucralose, it's kind of taken away from that yucky natural flavor and giving you a nice, good, refreshing natural flavor. And as some of you may know, when they talk about artificial flavors and natural flavors, sometimes the natural flavors are somewhat artificial. There's not really a huge difference between the two, but these are definitely much more natural because they are using natural juices in there. So hopefully that helps explain it a little bit better. So, where's it going to be going on the Caffeine Man rating chart? I'm actually not really a huge fan of raspberry, of natural raspberry flavor. I love the fake raspberry flavor. Who knows why? Probably because it's sweeter. But there are certain natural fruits that I don't really like the juices, and raspberry is one of them. So I'm actually going to give this an 8.1. I think they did a good job with it, so all these drinks are going in the 8s because they did a good job. But out of all of them, I think that one is my least favorite one. Overall, I think they were all pretty good. There weren't any of them that I consider to be bad. They all got good scores. Would I have some of them again? I'd actually say there's probably 2 there that I would have again. I'd probably do the cherry, I'd probably do the apple, and that's because natural raspberry and natural blackberry really aren't my thing. But if you're someone who likes the natural raspberry and natural blackberry, definitely try them out. One final thank you to Nate for sending me these drinks. Super excited I was able to get this review for you guys. It's been long overdue on the request list. Thanks to Nate for letting me finally get to it. That's all I got for you today, but stay tuned the rest of this week because I'm going to have 2 huge bonus videos for you guys. I know you're going to love both of them. And until then, have yourselves a great day. Or night. Because they did a job. Because they did a good job. Because they did a good job. That's all I got for you today. This little bug just keeps flying around. It's so itty bitty too. It's just this little itty bitty thing that's flying. I don't even know what kind of bug it is because it's that small. I thought it was just a piece of dust flying around here because I got lots of little dust bunnies and stuff like that flying around here. But no, this is actually it's a little itty bitty bug called Morrison in Colorado. And he's bugging me. I need to finish my closing. Let's try one more time.